The City of Rochester is currently updating the city zoning ordinance, which regulates the manner in which private property can be developed. The Unified Development Code will be drafted in 3 installments. Each installment will have opportunities for the public to provide comment and feedback. Today, the Community Development Team is presenting on the second installment of the Unified Development Code UDC public draft. The UDC brings together all of Rochester's important land development regulations. It is intended to replace Rochester's current land development manual with a simpler and more user-friendly document that better implements the goals and objectives of the city's Planning to Succeed comprehensive plan. The primary goal of the project is to align our development code with the comprehensive plan. The UDC will also reorganize the development code in a more intuitive manner, simplify the language, and create flexibility for lot and dimensional standards. The Unified Development Code is broken into 3 installments. Installment 1 covered zoning districts and uses. Installment 2 will cover development standards, and Installment 3 will cover approval process. Each of the installments is meant to answer one of the following questions. Installment 1, what kind of place is it and what can I do? Installment 2, how do I lay it out and build it? Installment 3, whose approval do I need? During the Installment 1 engagement process, the Community Development Team held 10 council member briefings, 4 open houses, 3 RAB presentations, 2 City Council presentations, 2 stakeholder meetings, 1 video presentation, a City Planning and Zoning Commission presentation, and a Polco survey. For this installment, we plan on continuing with all of the above engagement strategies, as well as 2 additional stakeholder meetings, 4 neighborhood-oriented events, 1 in each quadrant, and engagement at community gatherings such as the Farmers Market and Thursdays on First. We are currently reviewing the public draft of the second installment of the Unified Development Code. This installment is critical for project appearance. Now is the time for the neighborhoods to give us their comments and feedback on project and building design. The second installment is centered around how the development will look. Included in this installment are dimensional and subdivision standards, requirements for access and connectivity, provisions for stormwater and drainage, landscaping and buffer yard requirements, site and building design, parking, storage, and lighting requirements, sign standards, incentive opportunities, and the expectations for maintenance and operation. I will now highlight some of the key enhancements and new standards that you will see in the second installment of the Unified Development Code. In the current Development Code, transitional development standards allow residential uses to be larger or more intense if the lot abuts a non-residential use. In the Unified Development Code, this use has been modified and reversed. When a non-residential development is developed adjacent to an existing residential use, the non-residential use is required to step down its intensity and height to protect the scale and character of the residential area. Buffer yards are the area between a higher intensity and a lower intensity development. The goal of the buffer yard ordinance is to screen higher intensity uses from adjacent properties through the use of landscaping and fences. The current land development manual buffer yard standards are complex and spread throughout the code. The Unified Development Code proposes a simplified system which includes strong baseline standards for buffering while allowing for considerable creativity in design. The focus has been narrowed to concentrate on increasing buffer yard requirements between non-residential developments that are developed adjacent to residential developments. The purpose of the landscaping ordinance is to improve Rochester's vegetated environment, foster aesthetically pleasing development, and protect Rochester's existing vegetation and biodiversity. The landscaping requirements, including those for boulevard trees, have been reorganized and strengthened. The Unified Development Code provides regulation for the creation, maintenance, and preservation of landscaping throughout the city. Under current code, only multifamily uses with more than 20 parking spaces are required to have any parking lot landscaping. The Unified Development Code would require landscaping for all primary use and accessory parking lots that contain more than 20 spaces. Additionally, the new code would require that a higher percentage of the parking lot be landscaped as compared to the current development code. Connectivity and access. The standards in this section of the ordinance implement the comprehensive plan's goal of improving mobility for all of Rochester's citizens. The current code has few standards for connectivity and circulation. The standards that are in today's code are often non-enforceable, using language like encouraged rather than required. These new standards seek to increase the efficient and convenient movement of pedestrians of all abilities, bikes, and vehicles by establishing clear standards for roadways, sidewalks, bikeways, and multi-use trails. Site and building design. Under the current code, there are no building design standards. The Unified Development Code will strengthen existing site standards and regulate building design throughout the city. Some of the key design standards that will be incorporated into the Unified Development Code are 360-degree architecture, increased transparency standards on the bottom 2 floors of a building, and horizontal articulation, which avoids blank walls by dividing street-facing facades into a series of projections and recessions to create a more aesthetically pleasing development. Parking standards and design. This section of the Unified Development Code is intended to regulate the amount and design of off-street parking and loading throughout Rochester. Overall, parking standards were simplified. Maximum parking regulations, which currently exist in only select zoning districts, were carried throughout the city for various uses. Flexibility for parking reductions has been implemented for developments with proximity to transit stops that are served by weekday routes. Additionally, standards have been implemented which require areas for bicycle parking and electric car parking stations in parking areas above a certain size. These new standards will help us achieve our triple bottom line by creating standards which support social, environmental, and fiscal sustainability. The requirement for parking lot landscaping has been strengthened and extended to more developments. Over the summer, we will be conducting a series of engagement opportunities, both in person and virtual. We encourage you to attend these events to ask us questions, give us your feedback, and provide insight on the Installment 2 draft. For more information, you can visit the project website or shoot me an email. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.